Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Adios. Today we will present our infographic, which the title is The Evolution of Brain-Computer Interface. Next. My name is Salwa binti Ahmad Suhaimi, and my metric number is 1181679. For the purpose of the infographic, this infographic is about the Brain-Computer Interface, BCI. It tells about the history of BCI from 1924 until 2014. It also explains about the types of BCI, which are invasive, partially invasive, and non-invasive. Lastly, about the application of BCI in our life today. This infographic is a long infographic. It needs to be cropped into 2 parts to fit into the slide. Next. Now, we will look to the use of color for this infographic. The color of text is gray. Only blue and white are being used for this infographic. The color of text is contrast, then the color for the most part of the background, which is blue-black. Text can be seen clearly, but there is certain part where the background is too bluish and the text is also blue color, which is a bit hard for the reader to read. The red color is used for the brain picture, which adds a little bit of spice to the attractiveness of this infographic. Next. The use of font size. The font size is a bit small for the explanation, but it is big enough for the title. So for the explanation, we need to zoom in so that we can see clearly. But for the title, we don't need to zoom in because it is already big. Next. The arrangement of visuals. The visual is arranged accordingly to the part of being discussed. For example, the application of this part. Every visual is presented nicely right beside the types of every explanation of BCI application. So it is easier to understand the points. Next. The display of text. The text is placed accordingly to its subtopic like types of BCI and application of BCI. The layout is not confusing for the reader to read and to understand. Next.
Hi, my name is Alia binti Mahir 1181674. For the content, this infographic have included the sources for reader to retrieve this information in this infographic. For the right side, the creator also put one of website that people can get more information to understand what is the futurism. In this infographic, it's not have any statistic, but it has a chronological story, which is it was fun for me personally because I understand the storyline for the establishment of BCI, which is brain computer information from started at 1924 to 2040, and it is quite fun for me to read all these kind of short story about BCI. For the other content that I can understand, which is this information is reliable and relatable. As we can see, the title of this infographic is The Evolution of Brain Computer, which is this is one kind of type in futurism that we can define that futurism is the event that have been happen in the future. So at the graphic, the blue man laying on the operation table is the one kind of example. What is the brain-computer interface, which is called robotic machine telepathy. This is kind of example for this brain-computer that related to this information infographic. And then for the balance principle that I get from this infographic, that the creator also providing the pros and cons about information that have been given. For example, this creator mentioned that this method for the type for the invasive types, creator mentioned that this method produce the highest quality signal but scarce tissue cause signal degradation, which is it was extra information for people like us that don't know about inventive and what will happen if we doing this type of operation into our brain. So it also mentioned in this infographic.
My name is Siti Syuhada binti Saad, metric number 1181C57. Based on the entirety of this infographic, I would like to give a rating of 4 star out of 5 star. I give a rating of 4 star because of the beautiful design color that match the content, complete storytelling, and it easy to understand. Next. I really like this infographic because in the infographic there are colors selected in and condensed with the background, text, and picture. Dark colors for background, while bright color for image and text. This makes it easy for the reader to read and to read the text clearly. Besides that, very appropriate visual and text can make it easy for the reader to understand what is to be presented. For example, in this infographic, said that it will erase the divide between the disabled and the able body, while the picture need to the text tell the disabled person is in a chair. The picture show friendly disabled body. This proves the compatibility between text and image in the infographic. Next. I give less 1 star for the text and the in-service part because the text, the blue color and the background also blue, which is not the smart thing to do. In addition, the font size for title is very suitable, but the font size is too small for explanation. This makes it difficult for the reader to read the text clearly. In fact, in this infographic, also too much text make it difficult for reader to remember the content in this infographic. Next. My suggestion to improve the infographic is to increase the font size for the explanation to its reader and reduce the text in the infographic for its remember. That's all for me. Thank you from us. Assalamualaikum.